Good morning, and welcome to Mount Vernon Unitarian Church. My name is Alan Bunner, and it's my pleasure to serve as your guide this morning. Whether you are new to this community or a longtime member, no matter what caused you to set aside this time and join us in worship, know that you are welcome here. We especially welcome our visitors this morning. You are invited to stay after virtual worship for our social hour, and if you want to be in touch with us, please send us an email to info@mvuc.org. We are a community dedicated to welcoming the stranger and working for justice. In this time of increased uncertainty, when we are unable to gather in person, we gather virtually to find comfort and to recommit ourselves to the mission of supporting one another in our spiritual journeys, working for the care of the earth and building the common good. It's good to be together. We welcome this morning as our speaker our fellow church member, Linda Jemison, a 20-year member of MVUC. For those of you who need live transcription, you can click on the button at the bottom of your screen to turn that on. Even though we are still worshiping together in the virtual world, I want to raise up the importance of staying engaged. I invite you to take time each week to look at the emails with how you can continue to remain connected to our community and to also check each Sunday bulletin. As is our custom, please mute your microphone and turn off your cameras to allow you to move about without distracting others. At the end of the service, after the postlude, we will invite you to turn on your camera so that you can see each other and give a virtual hug and wave. Please wait until you hear the prompt to turn on your camera. I invite you now to take a deep breath with me as we enter into this time of worship.
As we light our chalice this 4th of July morning, let us consider the words of Paul Robeson. I shall take my voice wherever there are those who want to hear the melody of freedom or the words that might inspire hope and courage in the face of despair and fear. My weapons are peaceful, for it is only by peace that peace can be attained. The song of freedom must prevail.
We will sing hymn number 153, Oh, I Woke Up This Morning, from the Gray Hymnal. Oh, I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I was walking and talking with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. Walking and talking with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. Walking and talking with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I was singing and praying with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. Singing and praying with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. Singing and praying with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Let us join our voices in the covenant found on the screen and in your heart.
Love is the teaching of this church.
The quest of truth is its daily task, and service is its prayer.
To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom.
To serve life and community, to the end that all souls shall grow in harmony.
This is our covenant with each and with all. Here we are, Notes for Living on Planet Earth by Oliver Jeffers. Here we are. Well, hello. Welcome to this planet. We call it Earth. It is the big globe floating in space on which we live. We're glad you found us, as space is very big. There is much to see and do here on Earth, so let's get started with a quick tour. The planet is basically made up of two parts: land, which is rock and dirt, and sea, which is water. Firstly, let's talk about the land. It's what we are standing on right now. We know lots about the land. Then there is the sea, which is full of wonderful things. We know a bit about the sea, but we'll talk some more about that once you've learned to swim. There is also the sky, though that can get pretty complicated. Okay, moving on. On our planet, there are people. One people is a person. You are a person. You have a body. Look after it, as most bits don't grow back. The most important things for people to remember are to eat, drink, and stay warm. People come in many shapes, sizes, and colors. We may all look different, act different, and sound different, but don't be fooled. We are all people. There are animals, too. They come in even more shapes, sizes, and colors. They can't speak, though that's no reason not to be nice to them. You may not be able to speak yet either, even though your head is filled with questions. Be patient. You'll learn how to use words soon enough. Generally, how it works is that when the sun is out, it is daytime and we do stuff. The rest of the time is night when it is dark, save for the moon, and we sleep. Please sleep. Things can sometimes move slowly here on Earth. More often, though, they move quickly, so use your time well. It will be gone before you know it. Though we have come a long way, we haven't quite worked everything out, so there is plenty left for you to do. You will figure lots of things out for yourself. Just remember to leave notes for everyone else. It looks big, Earth, but there are lots of us on here. So be kind. There is enough for everyone. Well, that is planet Earth. Make sure you look after it, as it's all we've got. Now, if you need to know anything else, just ask. I won't be far away. And when I'm not around, you can always ask someone else. You're never alone on Earth. Mount Mount Vernon Unitarian Church continues to share the plate with committed organizations that our members have chosen. For the first half of July, we will share our plate with Together We Bake, a second chance job training program for women transitioning out of prison, facing long-term unemployment, or experiencing homelessness. Contributions will be shared 50-50 unless otherwise directed by you. You are welcome to write a check and mail it to MVUC. You can also make payments via text or credit card. Information is found on the slide and in the chat box. During this time of music, we invite you to tenderly name in the chat box or silently the joys and sorrows that you hold within your heart.
The Limits of Tyrants by Frederick Douglass. Those who profess to favor freedom and yet deprecate agitation are people who want crops without plowing up the ground. They want rain without thunder and lightning. They want the ocean without the awful roar of its waters. This struggle may be a moral one, or it may be both moral and physical, but it must be a struggle. Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will. Find out what people will submit to, and you have found out the exact amount of injustice which will be imposed upon them. The limits of tyrants are prescribed by the endurance of those whom they oppress.
In 1883, Emma Lazarus wrote this poem called The New Colossus. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here at our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep, ancient lands, your storied pomp, cries she with silent lips. Give me your tide, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Oh, here at our gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the lightning, Mother of Exiles. From her hand glows welcome, and she cries, give me your tide, give me your poor, give me your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Give me the wretched refuse of your shore. Send these to me, send the homeless to me, send the tempest-tossed, send them to me. I lift my lamp, I lift my lamp beside the door, beside the door. Oh, give me your tide, give me your tide, give me your poor, give me your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Give me the wretched refuse of your shore. Send them to me, send the homeless to me, send the tempest-tossed, send them to me. I lift my lamp, I lift my lamp, I lift my lamp, I lift my lamp beside the door, beside the door. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. So come, come and breathe free.
Let America be America again. Let it be the dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer on the plain, seeking a home where he himself is free. America never was America to me. Let America be the dream the dreamers dreamed. Let it be that great strong land of love where never kings connive nor tyrants scheme, that any man be crushed by one above. It never was America to me. Oh, let my land be a land where liberty is crowned with no false patriotic wreath, but opportunity is real and life is free. Equality is in the air we breathe. There's never been equality for me, nor freedom in this homeland of the free.
Say, who are you that mumbles in the dark? And who are you that draws your veil across the stars? I am the poor white, fooled and pushed apart. I am the Negro bearing slavery's scars. I am the red man driven from the land. I am the immigrant clutching the hope I seek, and finding only the same old stupid plan of dog eat dog, of mighty crush the weak. I am the young man full of strength and hope, tangled in that ancient endless chain of profit, power, gain, of grab the land, of grab the gold, of grab the ways, of satisfying need, of work the men, of take the pay, of owning everything for one's own greed.
I am the farmer, bondsman to the soil. I am the worker sold to the machine. I am the Negro, servant to you all. I am the people, humble, hungry, mean, hungry yet today, despite the dream, beaten yet today. Oh, pioneers, I am the man who never got ahead, the poorest worker bartered through the years. Yet I'm the one who dreamt our basic dream in the old world while still a serf of kings, who dreamt a dream so strong, so brave, so true, that even yet its mighty daring sings in every brick and stone, in every furrow turned. That's made America the land it has become. Oh, I'm the man who sailed those early seas in search of what I meant to be my home, for I'm the one who left dark Ireland's shore, and Poland's plain, and England's grassy lea, and torn from black Africa's strand, I came to build a homeland of the free.
The free? Who said the free? Not me, surely not me. The millions on relief today? The millions shot down when we strike? The millions who have nothing for our pay? For all the dreams we've dreamed, and all the songs we've sung, and all the hopes we've held, and all the flags we've hung, the millions who have nothing for our pay except the dream that's almost dead today. Oh, let America be America again, the land that never has been yet, and yet must be, the land where every man is free, the land that's mine, the poor man's, Indians, Negroes, me, who made America, whose sweat and blood, whose faith and pain, whose hand at the foundry, whose plow in the rain must bring back our mighty dream again.
Sure, call me an ugly name you choose. The steel of freedom does not stain. From those who live like leeches on the people's lives, you must take back our land again. America. Oh, yes, I say it plain. America never was America to me. And yet I swear this oath America will be. out of the rack and ruin of our gangster death, the rape and rot of graft and stealth and lies. We, the people, must redeem the land, the mines, the plants, the rivers, the mountains, and the endless plain, all the stretch of these great green states, and make America again.
Some years ago, even though my daughters were in college and not active in Girl Scouts, I was still active as an assistant troop leader. At one event at the local elementary school, I, in my annoyingly judgmental way, asked another troop leader why she had 4 children. I could barely manage 2 children. 4 seemed like an impossible task. She replied, to my open-mouthed shock, that she had to preserve her culture. Now here you're thinking she might be a recent immigrant, correct? No, she was certainly not a recent immigrant. And her surname was Dutch. And she was white. And it was then I realized that some people are really afraid of losing the white majority. I have never forgotten that moment. She wasn't talking about her Dutch culture. She was talking about American white culture, and I can't even figure out what that would be exactly, although I'm sure there are folks who could tell me. But all the same, I'll bet her family ate tacos, pizza, barbecue, and hot dogs regularly, and listened to rock and roll or country music, and I assure you, those things may be thought of as American or at least Americanized, but their roots are decidedly foreign. Now this morning, I'm not going to talk about white privilege or indigenous injustice or Black Lives Matter. I really don't feel properly qualified to say anything other than an acknowledgement that wrongs have been done that should be made right, and I hope I'm doing something to speed that process along. I want to mention here that a friend of mine says that every service given at our church should have 3 elements. It should relate to at least one of our 7 principles. It should contain personal witness, and it should make a call to action. I hope I achieve this. On a day that celebrates the principles of our country, I want to talk about an emotion that we all may have felt at one time, but you, like me, may have become estranged from, and that is patriotism, defined as love for or devotion to one's country. I've always been the patriotic Girl Scout who would get a tear in her eye at the Star-Spangled Banner, at the Marine Band, at the sheer gorgeousness of Washington, D.C. I was lucky enough to work in the district for most of my working years, and even when we didn't work downtown, Terry and I spent as much of our free time in our youth exploring its restaurants and movie theaters and every cultural event possible. I can find my way around D.C. as easily as I can Northern Virginia. The view across the river has never gotten old. But I found that patriotic fervor diminished in recent years. I found I had begun to be embarrassed by my fellow citizens. I was embarrassed by that troop leader I spoke of earlier. I was embarrassed by the lack of compassion for the migrants from Central America. I was embarrassed by the news every single day of either a mass shooting or an unarmed black man shot by police. I was embarrassed by the slavish devotion by politicians to ending every speech with the words, "God bless America," to sports events being grand recruiting commercials for the military. The last straw for me was at a Nationals baseball game on the 4th of July at the 7th inning stretch, when we were asked to stand with our heads uncovered for God Bless America, to which I want to scream, "It's not the national anthem." Now, embarrassment may seem like a small or simplistic way to describe my feelings. Some might even say that with that characterization, I'm minimizing the seriousness of events. I assure you that I'm not in my family. The absolute worst thing I could ever do to my parents was embarrass them. I could mistreat my siblings, stretch the truth, disappear for hours until sending out a search party was contemplated, and that was one thing. But to embarrass them in public was an unendurable wrong that might have repercussions for weeks. So before last year, I had begun to feel sad that I was so estranged from my Girl Scout patriotism. I felt unmoored from something that had been a part of me for a very long time. And then I hear this poem. And then I read this poem. Let America be America. That poem by Langston Hughes communicated Black feelings to me in a way nothing else has. But it also invited me to be a part of the struggle. It reminded me that I come from the struggle too, that we all come from the struggle. I can't read that poem enough. It's a call to action that I feel in my heart. I tell you, poetry is a powerful force. And then I hear Nubar Afeyan, co-founder of Moderna. Oh yes, that Moderna. An Armenian immigrant, say this on a podcast. Be America. Recognize that the country is itself one giant experiment. It's a melting pot. It has been a melting pot. It should continue to be a melting pot. A melting pot means that people come here to effectively make the country like them and themselves like the country. Every single person who comes to this country imagines a better future for themselves. An immigrant who comes here understands you have to work to get that. You have to adapt. If you're born here, you may not actually think you have to work to get that better future. You might think you're born into it. If we were all Americans by choice, we'd have a better America, because Americans by choice actually have a stronger commitment to whatever it takes to make America be the place I chose to be, versus not thinking about that as a core responsibility. End quote. Imagine that we should all take responsibility for making this a better country. And that can't be done without some feeling of patriotism. Why would you care to fix something you didn't love? I would like to mention here that I would like to invoke not only the first principle, the inherent worth and dignity of every person, but also the fifth principle, the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process within our congregations and in society at large. Because of this fifth principle, the Unitarian Universalist Association is one of the most American of faiths. It gives UUs standing and special responsibilities, unique knowledge and skills to be the repairers of a broken social contract. Right now, to be a person of white privilege is to feel one's eyes have been opened, that the haze of glory with which we view America's history has been blown away by a reality harsher than we knew, imagined, or wanted to see. America, the country, has made terrible mistakes. Founded in a schizophrenic mix of human rights and human bondage, it has managed to produce both brilliant and terrible citizens who have done both wondrous things and committed terrible crimes. It is indeed the home of the free to believe, to think, to create, and to destroy. America is exceptional in so many ways, both good and bad. So now should come the call to action, and what shall I say we should do? I don't know specifically. My next-door neighbor challenges me every day to feel some charity for the estrangement, anger, and rejection he must feel right now. He's afraid of change, because why else would he put up that banner? It is a struggle I feel every day. The true exceptionalism we should aspire to is to welcome change, not resist it. We should atone for our mistakes. We may not succeed, but we should try. we should recognize that the only thing that holds us back from that vision of a shining city on a hill is our fear of the other, of change, of transformation. We, the people, must redeem the land, the mines, the plants, the rivers, the mountains, and the endless plain, all the stretch of these great green states, and make America again. Let America be America again.
This is hymn number 361 from the Gray Hymnal, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. We'll sing verses 1, 3, and 4. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
Will you join me as we unite our voices to recite the words to extinguish our chalice, words known within our hearts and can be found displayed upon your screen? We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Take courage, friends. The way is often hard, the path is never clear, and the stakes are very high. Take courage, for deep down there is another truth. You are not alone.
We've been traveling far without a home, but not without a star. Free, only want to be free. We huddle close, hang on to a dream. On the boats and on the planes, they're coming to America, never looking back again. They're coming to America home. Don't it seem so far away? Oh, a traveling light today in the eye of the storm, in the eye of the storm. To a new and a shiny place, make our bed and we'll say our grace. Freedom's light burning warm, freedom's light burning warm. Everywhere around the world, they're coming to America. Every time that flag's unfurled, they're coming to America. Got a dream to take them there. They're coming to America. Got a dream they've come to share. They're coming to America. They're coming to America. They're coming to America today. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Of thee I sing, of thee I sing.